Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the podcast of the post-apocalypse. And I'm Kevin, and today I'm back together with.
Raja Adam.
So, um,
Yeah,
it's been a while. It really has been a while since
very long.
since we recorded. And of course, I decided for a triumphant return. I decided to dress really well, and I have
I'm
for
I'm
this
fine.
year. And it's fine. You know what? This podcast, dress how you want. We even talked about coming in with birthday suits. Okay,
Yeah, okay. Please don't. Okay, Kevin, I don't want to sing your birthday suit. Okay, just so you know. But yeah, I'm glad you didn't. You did the second part. You came in with a suit. That's fine. Okay, sure.
okay. So before we go on, I think we have a announcement, right? That we're now on Spotify. We're now on Anchor FM too. I actually just heard about Anchor FM recently, but big thing. Hey, now you don't need to watch the video to listen to our stuff.
You don't have to see
Ta-da!
our faces anymore. Hell yeah.
Hell yeah! And now it's less quality. Yeah,
Yeah.
because it's like circumstances. Imagine like people watching in the future. It's like right now. There's a lot of podcasts. They basically operate like this right now. I've been noticing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Before we dive in, Adam, let me ask you a question. What are you into right now?
Okay, I'm really into. I mean, I've been into the same thing as always. I've been always into movies and only movies. I thought I would get into gaming, but that hasn't been happening so well. But yeah, it's mostly just movies right now. What about you?
Well, something just came out on Netflix recently, and it's a little show called. Wait,
It's right. Yeah,
Community.
you ruined the surprise. Wow, that was great timing, my dude.
I tried. I tried. I mean, like,
Yeah.
yeah, Community. It's a nice show, created by Dan Harmon, one of the co-creators of Rick and Morty. And yeah, if I you've seen Rick and Morty, right, Adam?
Yeah. I
So
watched
it's
all the
like
episodes from Rick and Morty.
I've been watching like Community recently, and I feel like the story structure it's really similar to Rick and Morty. Yeah, really.
Similar.
I'm not kidding. It's so similar because Dan Harmon. You've heard of the Dan Harmon story circle, right?
No, actually. Right, come, just like brief me through it.
Okay,
What's it about?
I forgot. It's because it's pretty long. So it's like this because he was frustrated with how he was struggling with a script, and he decided it's like maybe there is a formula to it. Like obviously we know the hero's journey, and that's the most popular one. So he decided to create this story
Mm-hmm.
circle. It has 8 steps. So first, the character goes through a comfort zone, like the usual status quo. Then they have a need or desire. But to have this need or desire, they have to go through an unfamiliar situation. Then they have to adapt to this to get what they want. But they pay a price
Mm-hmm.
when they get what they want. They return to comfort,
Okay.
and they have change from this whole process. It goes into one circle. So like
Oh,
this,
so what is it? Okay.
yeah, it goes through one circle, but they always go back to the same status quo, but having changed a little. That's you can see that in Rick and Morty, in Community.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty.
And does this story circle like apply in any other TV shows besides Dan Harmon stuff?
Um, I've read up a bit on it. Let me look it up. Like some people have cited that as the story circle. Yeah, this is good. I don't think I can find it right now. Dan, I think I have to search Dan Harmon. But do you feel like you get this from like let's say Rick and Morty?
Yeah, I like they sort of like always go and come back, and then with what you say, they always come back. Each episode, they always ends with them changing just a little bit, not drastically like most like shows on TV or
Mm-hmm.
movies, but yeah, you can definitely see some change in character, especially in Morty.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's
especially
very
Morty.
like Rick. Rick is just like the same old guy. Like it's always something new to him, but you feel like it's always been there.
Mm-hmm.
But then for Morty, you always feel like, oh, it is like it's never been there, but you feel like he has changed a bit because of what Rick has been doing. So yeah,
Okay, some of
yeah.
the I've just skimmed because I was reading the his Dan Harmon's Wikipedia page. So I cannot confirm like these sources that Breaking Bad has used it. Father Ted, the
Hmm.
IT Crowd. I've heard of Father Ted and the IT Crowd. Black Books. I've never heard Black Books. Yeah. So
Mm-hmm.
I guess it's pretty well regarded. I mean, if you look at the success of the shows, I think it's a pretty good formula, which keeps the show engaging, which kind of because right
Mm-hmm.
now I'm in the middle of season 4 of Community, and that's when Dan Harmon was fired from the show, and the show feels
Oh,
so different. It feels really different.
oh shit. Okay,
Yeah.
wow. Okay,
Okay.
right. And in different in what sense? Is it the writing? Is it because of the lack of the story circle in there, or?
They still try to do the story circle, but there's just so many factors to it. Like the jokes, a lot of the jokes don't land.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't feel much of attachment to the characters. Like they really do try. Sometimes I do laugh. Like there's still some really heartwarming moments in Community, but it's like it's not there. Because I think I read that Dan Harmon, uh, whenever they write a script for the episode, they go through it goes through final vetting through him. So he rewrites a script. Every episode he rewrites a script. So it has a special touch to it, you know. So ultimately, it's still him. Like
Mm-hmm. Okay.
he makes sure that the characters are like the same. I would say make sure they're consistent. That's what I was
Mm-hmm.
looking for. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So enough about talking about the things that we're into. Let's let's go through what has happened in between our last episode. A lot has happened, right? Like so,
Lord,
a
really.
lot. 2020 has been a
Okay,
blast.
and this whole like this whole situation that's going on right now. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, sorry, you were lagging a bit.
Oh, okay. I'm fine.
Yeah, you were lagging just a bit. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
You were saying about how we were talking about 2020 being a huge blast to a year and the whole
Oh yeah.
situation.
Oh yeah. 2020 has been crazy. From all the way from January onwards.
Yeah.
Like there's always been like people thought January was bad, and then now like March came, and then this whole pandemic started happening, and then the whole economy just went down. Really,
Yeah.
every like a lot of business are being shut down. Yeah, because of the movement control orders.
Yeah. People losing
In
jobs. It's like
here, it's
yikes.
crazy. Yeah, it's really crazy. But like, and then I'm seeing like some videos in the US which has the most coronavirus cases right now, and people are still demanding to work right now. I mean, which is understandable, but given the circumstances of like having more at least 2,000 people getting they're dying from this virus every single day, starting from like a few days or the last week is crazy. So I don't know why people are they don't take this as seriously, you know.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
think this might be attributed to the Ebola cases last time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Ebola was a huge thing in Africa, and it
Yeah.
was mostly contained in Africa. So maybe this is connected to the COVID when it happened. Everyone's like, oh, it's just like Ebola again. It won't reach to different places.
Yeah,
But
it won't spread.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think it takes a huge outbreak and like huge outbreak to make people realize that oh no, like this is real. Like when people start actually dying, unfortunately, people start realizing it's like, oh, this is a big deal. But at the end of the day, some people are still like, nah, it's not a big deal, you know.
Yeah, that's why.
Well,
Like recently I just like recently I just saw like because I was just driving out shopping, and then there are a lot of people on the road, actually, at least like in this like the third, fourth week of MCO, and these
Mm.
people driving on the road, like doing their own normal stuff. But some of them are just there's like way too many cars, more than there should be
Yeah.
compared to the first week of the patrol order. So it was crazy. Yeah, talk about your experience and like how you have been dealing with the situation.
Um, I'm mostly stuck in my house. I mean, my like instead of like you go out for groceries, it's like I don't. My dad
Mm-hmm.
does that. So when I go
Mm-hmm.
out, it's just to start the car, so it doesn't die, and that's it. And because I live in a condo, so it's like that's
Okay.
it. It's like just go down, just start the car, nothing else. And I try to
Yeah.
exercise, but I think I try. The key word is I try to exercise. I think I haven't done it for two
Try,
weeks.
try.
2 weeks. Yeah, and I think I should. Yeah, it's 2 weeks.
Oh,
It's not good. It's not good.
that's really not good, Kevin. Okay, but you gotta make it. I mean, yeah. I mean, I also get lazy, but I don't know. Like, I think normal stretching should work also,
Mm. On the
just to keep the
sweat.
blood flowing and stuff. Just like,
Yeah,
yeah,
sweating helps a lot.
yeah. Oh, I always sweat every day. It's very hot. And then like in the morning it's so hot, and then in the evening it's always pouring. It's crazy, you know.
Yeah,
It's really crazy.
when it's so hot and then there's nothing to do, you just feel like, oh no, I don't want to do anything. Yeah, yeah. But the weather flip flops, you know. I feel like the weather flip flops are really like hot and then it rains. When it rains, it's like it's cold. But the thing is because I live like on a condo, so when it rains, the heat comes up, so it's too hot. It's
Yeah,
between.
yeah,
I'm in the limbo, you know. It's like it's either it's like hot and very cold. There's no really nice weather in between right
hmm
now.
yeah. Oh man, condo. No, but you gotta admit, like because I also lived in a condo before, and when it's really raining, when it's really pouring
Mm.
like crazy, and then the wind just like goes through your condo, and then
Oh
you just like try
yeah,
to
that feels
shut down
good.
all the windows and doors. Sometimes, but like sometimes it can get really severe. If you're living like very high,
Hmm.
then the wind just like comes, and then it will just like blow everything away.
Yeah,
Really, it's
yeah.
crazy.
I think we don't put like
Yeah.
we don't put papers and like on the places where you open the windows, so nothing can fly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you know, like I think
Yeah.
living like up top, like lightning strikes can be pretty scary. I've seen like one like right outside my window with like boom. It's like it's so loud. It's like I swear it's like an explosion. It's scary. Oh,
Wow, nature.
yeah, it's so scary. I think it's also because like lightning strikes are so scary. It's like when they're so close, and I think it's so ingrained in like in humans. We are always scared of lightning strikes.
hmm
Okay,
hmm
so
I mean,
mm,
yeah.
okay,
No,
so
no,
talk about
I mean,
sorry.
like lightning strikes.
Yeah.
You're talking about?
Okay, so in talk about lightning strikes. I'm trying to segue. No, this is not lightning in a bottle. I'm talking about since in the last episode we've talked about Sonic. I mean not Sonic, but Detective Pikachu. Computer generated characters in live action. Okay, Lion King happened. It's like okay, let's push that aside. Sonic the Hedgehog. That was a pretty interesting thing that happened, right? From the whole redesign. And I've watched it recently,
hmm
and oh boy, it's okay. It
Oh, how's it?
it's okay.
It's okay. All right.
Yeah, I mean like the beginning. I would love to see more of the opening sequence. Like imagine the whole Sonic movie is just like animated
Mhm.
like that. It's yeah. I mean Jim Carrey is like just being Jim Carrey, and then James Marsden is just doing his movie where he has to talk to the CGI character again, like in Hawk.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean
No,
like
yeah, that's exactly the first thing I thought about when I was watching the Sonic trailer. I was like, this is hot.
yeah, this is Hawk again, but with a super fast headshot. But I mean
Yeah,
the but
active characters.
yeah, kudos to
Mm-hmm.
the
Yeah.
redesign though. It looks Sonic looks awesome. But let's talk about something that refused to redesign. Cats. Oh boy,
Oh boy.
I've never actually I've I don't have a lot of people to talk about cats because no one has seen it. No one
No
has
one
seen
wants to see it. That's the
Yeah.
first thing.
The only I went to
No one
watch
wants
Cats
to
with
see it.
I went to
I
watch
mean,
went to watch Cats. Sorry, I went to watch Cats with two friends, and one of them had to come down from Cyberjaya, and we watched it in KLCC. So for some who don't know, like that from Cyberjaya to KLCC is like about an hour, and we decided let's watch Cats. And when we left the cinema, the first thing he said is like, I regret I regret my time. And I believe he said that he also regrets he feels like he wasted his petrol, like coming down all the way watch Cats.
it's Cats, dude. Oh man, I will. Cats was one of the most awkward experiences I've ever had, really, because like in my theater, it was pretty. There was like quite a number of people. There was like I don't know, like 50% of it was filled. So like everyone from the back half was like it was pretty filled up, and then
Oh, you
it
watched in the
was
filled up
so
cinema?
somewhat filled up. It was like 50% at the back was
Wow.
filled
Okay.
up, and then there was like some kids who are actually singing the Cats songs. They must be like huge theater kids, and then man, it was weird. Really, it was really an experience. I can say that really.
Mr.
Cats was insane.
Mistopheles.
Okay, no, okay. Mr. Mistopheles. Okay, this song. Okay, Mr. Mistopheles. The song is
It's
is
actually
generally
not that
okay.
bad. It's my
Cats.
favorite song
Yeah,
in the whole movie.
I'm
It's
not
my
gonna talk
favorite
about
song,
like
but it's not like high, you know? It's like it's my favorite, but it doesn't say a lot.
from Cats. Look, the fact that it comes from Cats doesn't say a lot also. But yeah, I mean, it was yeah, Cats was really crazy. It was really bizarre. It was insane. There was a lot of like crazy moments. I didn't know what was going on. People were talking about like Jellicle. I think that for that day itself, I heard the word Jellicle at least like 50 times. Like it
Yeah, yeah,
felt
yeah.
like that, and I'm just like Jellicle, 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 Jellicle. I'm like, okay, you know what? Stop. Okay, yeah, like I was it was boring for like the second part. It was like god awful
Mm.
boring really. And then like they have like this weird like documentary as like
Documentary
handheld
shot. It's a shaky
cinematography.
cam.
Yeah, the shaky cam. I'm just like, what the hell is this guy up to, honestly? And then everyone looks weird. I mean, just put them in costumes. I'll make that would be much more believable
Yes.
than CGI, honestly.
Honestly,
Yeah.
the CGI doesn't look that bad. Like you look at the fur and everything, right? It looks pretty. I would say, is it photoreal? No, I'm not sure if it's photoreal. But the thing that makes it weird is like the faces. You know, they put the faces on like cats. It's just weird. That's like weird, especially the Idris Elba cat. That's the
Yeah.
worst offense.
Yes.
I laughed when he actually stripped off his coat. I was like, oh my goodness.
Dude, oh my, dude, yeah, it was, yeah, it's a very erotic movie in some sense. It's crazy, and then all of them like they all have this like just like
They move like.
Angelica, yeah, it's so scary. Like, dude, like there were kids behind me watching and they're singing the songs. Like if I were like okay, yeah, if you know the cat songs, yeah, that's good. Like you guys grew up on cats, but if I were to see that when I was young, I get to see like Rebel Wilson, James Corden, Idris Elba, and Judi Dench. Oh my god, I'd be traumatized for life.
Seeing Rebel Wilson eat a cockroach with a human face. It's like that's
Oh my
crunch, you know,
god,
it's a
don't
huge
don't remind
crunch on
me.
them. It's like
Do not remind me about the cockroach. Seriously, that.
oh, it was so
I watched it. I watched it with my girlfriend. Okay, we went on a date. She knew right from the get go. She knew right from the get go. Like I am not watching this. No, I'm just like no. Seriously, you have to watch it. It'll be so fun. Really, like it'll be so bad. It's good. That kind of fun. And she's like, oh my god, I can't believe you are
No,
actually
it's not
into
it's
this
not the
movie.
room.
No,
It's not
yeah,
the room.
it's flat out just garbage.
But I think in mine
Yeah, it's
actually gain
garbage.
a cult classic status pretty soon, I believe. Like, because it's just so bad. It's just so bad. You like there's something that we want to watch bad movies. No, everyone wants to watch
Mm-hmm.
wants to watch a bad movie once in a while. Cats. Oh boy, Cats is
Yeah,
so bad that
no.
they had to have a day one patch for the movie. You know what I'm talking about? They have to fix the visual effects
Yeah,
after release. It's like, oh boy,
yeah,
it's like a video game. Like video games, they always have like they fix the game on like day one. You have to download like a patch to fix the game. But for a
hmm
movie to do this is like this is a first.
yeah,
Digitization of the film industry. Let's go.
yeah. But yeah, it is the first thing they've ever done, like you said, and it's really it's not good for for people who worked on it, especially the visual effects artists.
Yeah,
You know, yeah, and then that whole gag with that not gag, but like the whole incident where like you can see Judi Dench's like wedding ring and it's
yeah.
just a human hand
Her
and
actual
stuff.
hands
I was like just like
actually.
yeah, like like how can that happen? And then like only recently, like within this period, this month or something, I've heard cases of like Tom Hooper like treating his visual effects team and the crew
Hmm.
terribly. So like now with the bombardment of cats, I hope he never gets fired. Yeah.
Hmm. It's like visual effect teams. I think they really get it bad. Like the Sonic redesign team,
Mhm.
the studio they closed down after they were done with their work.
Yeah.
That's so sad.
There's so much money like it's no because like it's so much money gone. Okay, yeah, and like you really pity the visual effects artists, especially for Sonic, because
Mhm.
there was this case where there's this argument I had with a friend where he would rather like leave the old design than the new one. And
Mhm.
obviously, when I first heard that, I was like, "Huh? Why?" And then he's saying like, you know what? I would rather I rather let the artists have the creative freedom to like do whatever design they want and just release it either way. Don't
Mhm.
listen to the fans. But because it is the artist's job to create an interpretation of a character, and then I was just like, okay, you know what, you're right in that sense, and all is good. But genuinely, if you look at Sonic, he looks terrible. He looks weird. Yeah. Whereas like the new design, I actually like the new design, but like
Yeah.
the whole thought process of like, oh, the fans, they have to be outspoken.
Mhm.
They're being like so outspoken about everything, and then that like gives pressures to like the creators. That gives pressures to the creators to oh, we have to do this for the fans and not for ourselves.
Yeah.
So yeah, he had this problem with studio filmmaking. Yeah, studio filmmaking, they always go through that process of like, oh, we want to um, which is their main goal. They want to appeal to the masses. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I mean that it was a very like good mindset he had that, oh, the the creator should have that freedom and the will and and what the willingness to do it. But in this case, I think it was done right. This is one of the studio decisions that was done right, but in the expense of a whole visual effects company, which was
Yeah.
not good.
That's so unfortunate.
Okay, all right. Speaking about studio filmmaking,
Yeah. What do you want to say?
okay, yeah, I really want to talk about this movie, but I still don't want to think about it.
All right, go off.
Is this movie's follow up?
Okay, go on,
Do you
please.
am I allowed to? Okay, all right, dude. Oh man, I think I've never been like so annoyed with the studio's decision before ever in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been so annoyed ever in my life, dude. Really, I think because yeah, I mean, episode 9 was really like it was the top movie of my list of for that year. My most anticipated. I hyped it up so much. Like I can't, dude, I cried sadly. And then now, like thinking about it, like if I was to tell a year the 2019 me, like dude, don't cry, it's not worth it. I'm just like, yeah, I wish I could have told him that because, oh man,
And Star
yeah,
Star Wars.
this is my face up. Yeah,
I mean, like,
this is my face up at the end, really.
during that time, Cats also came out. So I mean, if you had to choose between Star Wars and Cats, of course you go Star Wars.
Okay, yeah, I rather go see Star Wars honestly, but yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's the whole like thought process, you know. Like if you think about it, like why they made these kind of writing decisions, like
Mm-hmm.
what making Ray a Palpatine or something. We can talk spoilers here, right?
Yeah. I
Okay,
think
right, yeah. So
they can.
yeah.
I feel like
Mm-hmm.
because I think maybe because Colin Trevorrow left, and then like suddenly it's like it's plopped into like Abrams' lap. It's like okay, you have to fix this trilogy now. And I think he tried his best, but you know, this is like a huge what if situation. Is that you don't know how things could have been. But I think going forward, I think Star Wars the IP. I think has lots of interesting things going on. Like let's say the Mandalorian. The Mandalorian is like such a good
Mm-hmm.
show.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
yeah,
that has a lot of love put into it. Like I don't know, Dave Filoni.
yeah. Dave
He's a
Filoni,
huge
creator of Rebels and all.
yeah
Yeah, he's great.
Rebels. He's a huge Star Wars alum. So I think he's one of the main writers of the show, right? Yeah, he is. And then he directed on
Mm-hmm.
the two episodes, I think. One of the episode was the
Yeah,
desert one, which wasn't like it was like okay,
yeah.
but
I didn't really buy it, lah, but it was okay.
but John Favreau, I think he's really pioneering like technology in filmmaking. Like say what you want about Lion King, I think for a visual effects standpoint, I think it's pretty good. And then what he did on Mandalorian with like the virtual sets, oh, that's so fascinating. I find that so fascinating.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
during one of the episodes, they have to do a sunset shot instead of scrambling going out to the desert. It's like okay, we only have this time frame, like this small time frame to film this scene. Now they have like okay, we can just adjust how much time we want to film this
Mm,
sunset shot because they can recreate a sunset. It's like it's just that easy, for them. But I think it's still in a pretty experimental, and it's still very pricey, right? You would say.
yeah, pricey is one thing. Yeah, really. I mean, I always thought like you know like using projections just to show like the background of the scene. It has always existed since like the 50s, like the people driving in the
Hmm.
car, and then you see the background moving like that. It's always existed, but for the
Yeah.
LED stuff to come up, yeah, that I think
Hmm.
that's pretty insane. And
Yeah.
it was, I mean, for like to me, it was really much very believable that this was actually in the world, you know. Yeah, and I think the visual effects are out of this world, really.
Yeah, it's
For
actually quite
Mandalorian,
interesting
it's
that we
really,
kind of backpedal. We look like the film industry look back into like how old films they always put like moving backgrounds, and now we're doing the same
yeah,
but with I would say more control because they can literally edit the background on set. That's so
yeah,
wild. Instead of like having like a B crew go out and film like let's say a car, they're inside a car in a moving background that they have to actually go out and film. But now they just built the background and that's it. It's like they can move it to, they
yeah,
can adjust like even the weather and stuff like that. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, you can see two ways about this. You can see it as a really good thing, like it's cheaper, it's more efficient and all. Or you can see it as a bad thing because an example of this of like using not LED screens, but like using computer generated imagery in the
Mm-hmm.
background on set to utilize to like have more control of space
Yeah.
and make the workflow much more efficient. What the Hobbit trilogy did this with more green screen,
Yeah.
with a lot more green screen, and I still remember the case, but like Ian McKellen, he was he was sad about it. He was like, "Oh man, this is what
Yeah.
filmmaking has like come to." Like that's like a rough around the edges. What he said,
Mm-hmm.
like, "Oh, this is like this is not what I acted for." You know,
Yeah,
I
he was
didn't
sad that
ask for like
he had
green
no one to
screens.
interact with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, you can see it's a good thing, it's a bad thing, but I always think it's a good and bad. Really, I'm not really like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, this is great all the time, but I think it's like a good and bad, like you know. So yeah.
Yeah. But what how
Mm-hmm.
like what do you think like more, I mean obviously more productions you adopt like using this, but do you think more studios will move into like in production like they'll just produce like more movies like the way how Mandalorian did, instead of like going out. Like imagine the possibilities. It's like they don't have to worry about moving crew, moving actors, like booking the location. There's a lot of logistical nightmares, I would say, like going out from a location. Like
Mhm.
you and me know, like because we have done
Mhm.
like going trying to secure a location can be so difficult. Even after securing, there's always problems. Like there's always problems in filmmaking, obviously. So,
Mhm.
like, do you think more studios will move into like digital backgrounds in the future?
In the future, I think they should if it's necessary. Like if the background you want to create is very simple and plain, like yeah, and you can logistically wise, yeah, this whole hassle of getting locations secure and all. It's all for the better. Like I know some studios who can't really afford digital backgrounds because, like you said, it is expensive.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's something worth investing in. But most importantly, people want it to be believable. And some like maybe all those big studios they can afford it, but probably like the independent studios, maybe they might not be able to, you know. So
Yeah,
like that's why that's why like independent films they go on location, and that's how they get the feel, because
yeah,
they focus on certain elements, and just to digitize their whole background makes it feel very like studio work. It feels like a big budget studio work, and I don't know, like personally to me, I think some directors they would object that, but I think
mm,
if it really needs to, if it's for the efficiency, yeah, sure, why not. So I'm kind of half and half on this, really.
yeah.
Hmm.
Okay.
But what about
So,
you?
well, hmm, I think I agree with what you say because it really, and end of the day, it still depends on like what the studio wants out of the film. Because usually we hear sometimes the way how they promote their films, like oh they obviously like the Mandalorian, they reveal this. It's partly is like it also promotes the show,
Mhm.
like maybe in the future it's like more productions, let's say 80 to 90% of like production houses they just go full digital backgrounds.
Mhm.
Then there'll be like 10% who will still go out. Oh, it's like they still go out and film. Let's say in the Sahara Desert, it's like there'll be maybe the next generation's like wow, it's like people still go out and film. It's like and then it gets traction. They do like pretty like maybe it'll be unique in the future, like on set location filming it in the future. But
Mhm.
I would say it'll be good. It would be good that if like studios like try this out, but we wouldn't know like how it will go in the future. How I mean, at the end of the day, the directors still want maybe they still want to go out and film. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you really like know your stuff about visual effects, um, like yeah, sure, go for it. But some directors who are like pretty uncomfortable with it.
Mhm.
It depends what kind of director you are and what kind of budget you have. At the end of the day, it
Yeah.
always comes to
Yeah.
budget and your script, whether you need is it. Where if you have a scene in the park throughout and you want to make a digital part the whole time, can you do that?
Hmm.
Like, can you hold like what are your camera techniques? Like, is it just going to be like one wide shot and just one like one wide shot and then one bump in, or like a closer medium close up then, or
Hmm.
is it just gonna, or are you like covering from all angles and you're going to make it handheld? There's a lot of factors you have to take in when you talk about all these LED backgrounds for film.
Yeah. I
So
think
yeah.
I recently watched Children of Men, like,
Mm-hmm.
and the car shot that is shot, it was a Warner, and
Yeah.
Alfonso Cuarón initially he said like this is that would be impossible to shoot. It's like so he opted. It's like let's just screen this. Let's just use visual effects.
Mm-hmm.
But the DP said no. It's like no visual effects. This is
Yeah.
a
Really.
great a gritty film. It's like I want this to be as realistic as possible.
Yeah.
And for those who don't know, like this car scene, it's the whole camera is in the car and it goes 360 in the car while they're driving and lots of things happen.
Inside the car,
Yeah, inside the car.
it's insane.
It's insane. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like perhaps it's like if you still want to if the filmmaker wants to have like a realistic feel, it's like go for it. If you feel like the digital backgrounds work for you, it's like just go for it. Ultimately, if the picture looks good, that's all that matters, you know, at the end of
Yeah,
the day.
yeah, definitely. I mean, like only if you really need to. I would say only if you really need to, and you feel like it's the most efficient way possible. But
Yeah.
is it okay? Efficient is one thing, but like making it feel real, you always want to feel. You always want to feel the atmosphere, the mood of the whole scene. So that's why
Hmm.
some people like object. I think the decision for I think it was Lubeski, right, who
Yes, I
shot
think it
Children of
was
Men. Yeah,
Lubeski.
Lubeski. So yeah, I think that was a good call on him
Yep.
that to not use digital effects because like I don't see how that would work in any way. Honestly,
Hmm. I think they still do use
yeah,
visual effects, but not like mostly visual effects lah. If you
yeah,
get what I mean, yeah. But the
mm-hmm.
movie's impressive. There's so many. There's a lot of wonders. You can see why he made Birdman in the end.
Yeah. So, no lah. I mean that's if you're talking about Lubeski, that's fine. But I
Oh.
mean, I think it's all about like the directors, when it comes to one takes. I think Quaron, he's one of the best directors to use one takes because he knows when to use them. Sometimes, but I think the best movie to use to fully utilize the one take properly is still Birdman,
Hmm.
not 1917 or the. I think Birdman is the one that fully utilize it well. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
Yeah.
mhm,
Go on. Sorry.
yeah. Okay, because I was just talking to a friend about one take movies like being the current trend of some sorts for Oscar winners,
Mm.
and I pretty much seen it recently. Started from Birdman. Okay, not really started, but like that whole trope because of Birdman, that whole hype with like the one take,
Yeah.
the one
Yeah.
take cinematography is coming up, and then yeah, Iñárritu he did do another like
Right. I did confuse Coron with Inarritu. Right. I'm
oh
so
my
sorry.
god,
Mexican
yeah,
directors. I got my Mexican directors mixed up.
Kevin,
Sorry. I'm
Kevin,
so sorry.
I'm blocking it right after this. Okay, but yeah, Iñárritu he is really sold the idea of like one take movies recently. Like he did The Revenant and Birdman. I still think Birdman is his best. I think Revenant is good, but it's not
Mhm.
nowhere like as good as Birdman.
Birdman. Yeah.
Yeah,
Birdman is
in
one of.
1917. Yeah, 1917. I do get it why they want to do it. They want to make it feel more realistic, but I think and like I feel and they want to get a feel of like I want this to feel like you are in the war zone. But
Yeah.
I think I felt a lot of movies that I felt like in the war zone before. I think war movies like I think Children of Men is counted as a war movie.
Yeah. You can count that
Yeah,
as a war
I
movie.
think Dunkirk I was so involved. I thought I was really really
Hmm.
involved with it. And 1917 for a while it did like get draggy, like the whole
Hmm.
one take thing. I was like, okay, all right, cool.
Yeah. After a while, it
I still
feels
I,
like
I still think it was good. I
yeah,
still think it was good.
it's a technical achievement. It's like I feel like it's done well, but at some points, I think I've told you this before. If you remove like the Warner from 1917, it won't be as good, right?
I
It'll
mean, it
become a
won't be as
generic
good.
war movie.
Yeah, yeah, it really is, and I'm just like, yeah, I don't know why people are hyping up about it so much when I've seen so many movies this year
Hmm.
that utilize the one take. They didn't use the one take style throughout the whole movie, but like the scenes that they have one takes are insane.
Yeah.
I think Parasite had one take movie, which was really like one of the most chilling scenes I've seen
Hmm.
that year. It was yeah. Okay, another spoiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. So Parasite when like you find out that what's her name? Okay, the old housekeeper. You find her in the basement. She's trying to like push the cupboard, and then it's just like it starts off from one take. Then she manages to open it
Hmm.
with the mom, and it's just and then she just shouts out like or something along the lines of that. Then it's just one whole take down that whole corridor
Yeah.
and
Oof.
all different, and that's when like everything changed, and you're just like, oh shit, yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah,
I think that was like one of
Parasite is
my
just like it's so gripping. It's like oh,
yeah.
it's like you. I think was I sweating in the chair? No, that's a I probably wasn't, but it was like a sweating in the chair kind of moment. That scene.
It
You know,
really, I just had my eyes open like that the whole time. Really, you think?
I was bring back to like 1917. I feel like it's I'd say it's still good. It's like it's so good, but I feel like this is something I've seen before because the new video game, the new God of War, sorry, the new God of War, actually uses a Wonder or two, believe it or not, in a video game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It
it's so
must be
like the
crazy.
like that, and a video game is like it's not like a 2 hour sit down. It's like it's long. It's like a whole long, and the whole game is made to look like it's just like one shot from like start to end. The only thing that stops you is just when you open up a menu or something like that. And
Mm-hmm.
like the whole reasoning behind it is the same like 1917 is to connect you with the characters, which I think both both 1917 and God of War did well. But the problem with
Mm-hmm.
1917 is because I've seen this before. Like
Mm-hmm.
you don't necessarily need like a wonder to connect with the characters. There's so many ways you can do that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally agree. But yeah, I mean, okay, but what I don't agree is that I wasn't so as invested in the characters in 1917 as I thought I would be.
Okay,
I was just like,
because
yeah, he's war hero,
like
yeah,
spoiler, one of them dies like halfway through, right? Halfway through.
yeah,
Mm.
halfway through. So yeah,
Halfway through,
I
so it's
mean,
like
okay, yeah, I don't know how I feel about. Okay, yeah, this is also something I've also like talked about recently, about 1917. To get to know like the one of the main characters
mhm.
in 1917, and then just to say like the whole goal about it is to just to um, tell his brother who's like the head of the squadron or something like that,
Yeah, yeah.
the hit squadron, is that he's just like, oh, he can't fly anything. You have to go through no man's land, and you just have to deliver the message to him. And
Mhm.
I think, and I felt like I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, okay. You know what? Telling the general. I think if you take like, I think if you take out like, oh, that the general is his brother element out, I think it'll be the same movie.
Mhm. Yeah.
Honestly, because I think like, oh, just like writing, just like saying these two characters are siblings. I just like, oh, it's just like, oh, that's kind of
Mhm.
lazy in some way. And
Yeah,
just like,
yeah.
oh, you're supposed to just get invested in them just because I said they're brothers.
I think
Whereas like
it's
you
like
saying?
it's such a video. Don't you think it's like a video game quest? It's like deliver this letter to your
Yeah,
brother. But imagine 1917 as a video game. I think that would be. Oof, I think
yeah. I think
that'd be really more engaging because you are playing the character now. You know.
mhm, really, yeah. I think if it was a video game, it'll be the same. I'll get the same effect from the story. Honestly,
Yeah.
yeah. So I was just like, yeah, okay, yeah, sure, you know. But I do think that 1917 is one of the best looking movies of the year. That one I can agree.
Roger Deakins.
Yeah,
Roger
yeah,
Deakins.
Roger Deakins. Oh, okay, yeah. But I still prefer. I think my favorite work of this is probably Sicario. Like
Mm.
all these all these Denis Villeneuve
Blade
movies.
Runner
Blade Runner, God
2049.
tier. That's really God tier. Yeah.
Okay, I think we're almost done with the show, but before we sign off, there's one thing that I talked quite a bit in the second episode.
Mhm.
Do you remember this movie called It Chapter 2?
Yeah.
We watched
What
it
about it?
together. We watched it together, didn't we?
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was waiting for
Uh,
something in particular to happen. And it didn't happen. Listen, everyone who's listening or watching, it didn't happen. Why? Censorship. I feel I feel so sad. Like I actually went back and looked for the clip again
are
and
you that
watched.
desperate for it?
No, because I just wanted to see because it's cut. It's cut. Like even the scare was cut from the scene. And I watched it
Yeah.
again. It's like, okay, maybe I shouldn't make fun of the monster grandma anymore. I don't see it like coming to me in the hallway when I when I go out for a glass of water at night. So okay, I think this is the end of this episode. Yeah.
And that's the end of the
And okay. Okay, don't forget, we are now on Spotify, now on Anchor.
Spotify,
We're on
Anchor,
Spotify and Anchor
Spotify and Anchor,
and YouTube, so that's 3. We might come to Apple
YouTube.
Podcasts if if you guys wanna, or maybe suggest like some platforms that you want us to be on, and then we'll try our best and put ourselves there. Okay, so I guess this is the end. And I was Kevin, and this guy was this way. This guy was you were.
I am Raja Adam.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. One last thing, I swear. Do you think I'm wearing long pants or short pants? Or
Oh
no
God.
pants?
Okay. No pants. Let's see.
Review. Wait.
Oh God. I can't see. I can't
Wait,
see.
wait.
I can't see. Jump as high as you can, Kevin. Long pants. Okay. Wow. Okay. Actually, you actually dressed up. Okay. All right.